All right, this is Jimmy Cab's Tape to Broadcast, 5150 interview series, and the very Manic Jimmy Cab Show, and possibly Bulldozer Magazine. Here on a lovely Sunday afternoon, the Echoplex. What a perfect day for a positive evening with Frank Novinec.
Yes.
Did I pronounce that right?
You did. Very good.
But Florida Frank, right?
Sure, that's what I go by these days.
Welcome to Los Angeles. What a beautiful day, man.
It's great to be back. You know, I spent some good period of my life here when I was playing in Terror before I was in Hatebreed, so I know LA and I enjoy it out here. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. I have the tattoo on my leg, so and I just was at the Angels game actually because I'm on a mission to hit every ballpark in the country, and
Nice.
I've already been to the Dodger Stadium, and I needed to knock Anaheim off the list, so we're over at the Angels versus the Orioles, and I just got back. So
Oh, right on, man.
23 down, 7 to go.
Right on. You're on tour right now supporting the new album. Let me make sure I announce this. The Concrete Confessional. Let's start with this. One of the things that I have found very interesting about Hatebreed is the fact that for the last, Jesus, is it over 20 years?
It is.
Over 20 fucking years. The thing that I found most interesting about Hatebreed is the fact of the consistency. The consistency of the music, the messages, and the fact that you stay with the same foundation of what the band is. In other words, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're not really going abroad and musically, but yet in a way you are. It's a weird dynamic here because unlike other bands who play it safe, you guys are not about that, but yet you retain that same foundation and it doesn't get mundane. It doesn't get boring. My question to you is, how did you achieve that again on this record, your seventh?
Well, I think that the evolution of Hatebreed is because the band has came from the basements of the hardcore scene in America and, rose to, even you have people that like the band that listen to straight up rock music, and obviously we've broken into the metal scene enormously, more than any band from the hardcore scene has ever. So ever. So we have a lot of people to make happy when we make a record now, not just hardcore kids, but it's tricky to still try and make it sound like Hatebreed at the end of the day and keep ourselves happy on top of it. We always want to do that. It's hard. It's a real fine line to walk when we make a record. Maybe that's why it takes 3 years in between albums. That and obviously touring all over the world. So, it's funny. It's some people will say that we've changed completely, or other people will say that it's the same stuff. So to me, it's all the same. It's all rock and roll. It's all aggressive music. It's heavy shit. You know what I mean? I think it's all relevant in that sense. So why not? I think that the Concrete Confessional is a great representation of where Hatebreed is in 2016, and the feedback and the vibes that have been surrounding the release of the record have been overwhelming for us. They've been really good, and we're very happy about it.
One of the things that I've always appreciated throughout the decades is where bands really originate with a sense of a sincerity, a sense of being oneself, being true, and then they're able to retain that in this business. As you mentioned before, the music has expanded to other demographics. The band has grown immensely, but yet there seems to be a very down-to-earth sincerity with the band where it hasn't affected you guys. And in the music, it resonates with the same positive messages and the real-world scenarios of this world. Question number 2. Do you think that this audience, not to bash the kids, but in the audience in the day of, texting while you're playing, do you think they're really getting the messages? Because the messages have been very direct, to the point for decades.
I think the people are. I mean, I really do. I think that they see it more than they read it. How the band carries themselves. We'll do a show that's 90,000 people at a festival in Europe and come back and play to 150 people on a Monday night in Memphis. So you know what I mean?
That's real.
You can't deny that. You can't deny that. So the thing is, I think in the metal community, I think that you're not used to such positive and personable lyrics that are reaching out to you maybe helping you or getting through tough times or whatever it is. I just think that in the metal community, they're not used to that so much, as where in the hardcore scene you have a lot of that. So I think that, you know, when Hatebreed, when you have people that are fans of metal music and they embrace the band, I think that one of the things they embrace besides the music is the fact that we're that band that is very personable with them. They feel like it's us and them sweating it out together, and we're not these big rock stars up here. And I think that they get the message that way, you know.
They connect.
They do, and I think, you know, it furthers them to go dig into the lyrics and read them, the meanings and the messages that Jamie's written, and we leave them open for interpretation, and people use the lyrics to, you know, get to empower themselves. Really, I'm not saying every one of our songs is like that. You know, we have songs that are.
But what I like about your music and what I like about the lyrical content is, as you mentioned again, real world, sincere. In other words, you're not trying to be this deity, this character. It's just individuals that are coexisting in this world that we're living in, describing and talking about what's going on. And when you get up on stage, this is what I appreciate for the last 20 years, is it's not an act. It's individuals who love music, who are just up there performing your renditions of what you were inspired by. And I think that's what's most important in this day and age, and with this album, is the fact that even though you've been doing it for 20 years, as I mentioned before, it's been consistency. There's always, you know, every band, regardless of what, there's always a shift and change through whatever we're dealing with society-wise. Now, I think the attention span's not there, man. When I was a kid, and I'm sure you remember, we'd go to a record store, you'd find that Youth Today record. You'd find that whatever albums there was, and you would listen to it, and it would resonate to you. Yeah. Now, these kids download it, and it's like, okay, I have it.
Well, you know, and in fact, when we're kids, we're staring at the record covers,
right? Like
looking at, like, when I was like 6 years old, I was staring at Kiss Destroyer, like, oh my God, you know, or when I was a teenager, I was staring at Show No Mercy by Slayer or something, you know, and I'm reading the lyrics, and I'm the thanks list, and they're friends with this band. Oh, I got to go check this band out now. You know what I mean? There's none of that anymore. Like, I love record stores. I love vinyl. I love cassettes. I love 8-tracks. I love music. We're fans, like you said. We're fans of the bands that we love so much. You know, I was at the record store. We played at the Glass House last night, and they have that record store down the street that has all the shirts. And I think I spent $100 on Venom and Broken Bones and Depeche Mode and GBH shirts. You know what I mean? I'm still a fan. I still love the music, and I still think that, you know, music is a way of life, and it's all about a feeling and how it makes you feel, and how, you know, it's just, I can't imagine people that you know, I'm not really into music. You meet a couple people here and there, like throughout my life I have, and I can't even imagine what that would be like, you know.
Incredible.
I can't. I just, and I hope that people realize that, going back to what we're talking about, that we are fans first, you know what I mean? I still geek out over people that I idolize, and I still get starstruck. And you know, so when we meet the people that support this band and stuff, I hope they all realize that, you know, that we're fans just like they are. We know what it's like to be really into something like that.